I really hope that you know, Hi-Rez listens to this, or at least just gives it a chance. At least the devs give it a chance. No 9.5. 2. Items are actual spikes. 3. Pacing of the game feels natural and active. 4. Scaling is real with relic upgrades, infinite glyph option, 500 and 3k pot timer. Oh, minion time to kill. Minions are actually killable. 7. Double relics. 8. Flat pen. I'll just say flat pen. Yeah, no, 4 is cap. In my opinion, you and us complain about 500 and 3k pop being boring and only like 5 glyphs. No, I agree. Is there more to grow on that? Is there more to grow on to grow on 500 pot, 3k pot? I think you just add more item slots, right? That's more fun than those. But I'd rather have a 500 pot on a timer and a 3k pot on a timer other than just people farming to just keep buying 3k pots to eventually do damage. This is better than what we have right now. Can you expand on this? Of course, you can always expand. There's always room for improvement. Nah, League's elixir system is shit. You just have more item slots. Skill ceiling, or anything like that. Skill ceiling is actual. Hybrid scaling is dog shit. All right, Smite 2 pros. Aspects +1, I guess. Active items. Is aspects really a pro though? All right, aspects, like there is good aspects in the game, right? But I agree there is a lot of shit ones, but there is some good ones. If the thing about it is right now they're rushing to pump content, right? So aspects can be good. But why would you not add an extra slot? That literally, what is the negative to adding an extra slot? All right, guys, please explain to me what can you come up with as a negative for adding 2 more slots? You don't buy 3k pots? Awesome. That means you're truly counter building instead of building the same shit as the other 10 players. Okay, I think this is all the pros for Smite 1. Any more pros that you guys think for Smite 2? Any more pros? New engine, but like that's not really comparing the game though, right? Like wouldn't you just put Unreal Engine 5 on copy Smite 1? All right, Smite 1 cons. Old engine. I mean, but like, is this even comparable, right? Like, I mean, just put Smite 1 on Unreal Engine 5. Looks better. So, all right, so that's a great question, right? I think that one is debatable. Does Smite 2 look better than Smite 1? It looks different. It looks different. Does it look better? That's opinion. I think that's to who you ask, right? I think Smite 1 looks better. I think Smite 2 just looks super saturated. I feel like it looks pretty similar, other than Smite 2 is just like really grainy and grainy and saturated. Well, it looks like you put an Instagram filter on Smite 1. I think Smite 2 looks like you put an Instagram filter on Smite 1. Yeah, I don't think the visuals for me don't matter either way. Like they really don't. Like Smite's gonna look like Smite no matter what it looks like. All right, Smite 2 cons. Smite 1 cons. Old engine. All right, what are more Smite 1 cons? No, Smite 1 damage is perfect. Smite 1 time to kill is perfect. You guys think it feels smoother than Smite 1? I think, all right, Smite 1 cons, I think there is some interactions and misfire on some abilities. Example, nausea auto chain, right? Could you guys agree with that? Like, I think there, but that would just fit. That would be fixed with with Unreal Engine 5, would it not? Like, exactly, Silver, exactly. Every con that isn't Smite 1 just leads back to the engine, not the game itself. I don't think it was like buggy. Like Bees and Ages, it wasn't buggy. It's like when you're in the middle of casting something or doing something, you can't press beads. Like, I think in Smite 2, you can press beads like right away. Like it's gonna react right away. Like, I think there's like when you, let's say you press Sylvanas Pool, right? And you're trying to beads, you can't because you already casted Sylvanas Pool, right? But that's an easy fix. Like that's like because Smite 1 is so old. Like if you were to copy Smite 1 as on Unreal Engine 5, that wouldn't happen anymore. Like, even though Smite 1 has some interactions and misfires on some abilities, for example, like Nausea Auto Chain, I still think Smite 1 is more consistent than Smite 2 in almost all the other abilities. Mercury Grab. Like Mercury Grab. Like there's a lot of abilities in Smite 2 that are just fucking cooked, bro. Oh wait, we forgot. Smite 1 Pros 10. Map is 10x better. All right, Smite 2. Let's go Smite 2 cons because I have so many. Literally shit map, too big, spread out farm, worth nothing. Not enough contested OBJs, which equals more skirmishes. Wait, 9.5, too much base HP. All numbers, strength, intelligence, HP, scaling are all wrong. Minion HP is too high. 2 pen options. Starters suck. Exactly, yo. Time to kill is too high. Anything else that I've talked about, guys? No anti-heal? Question mark. Minions are still there, although dead? Question mark. But if some people don't have frame problems, I think it's unfair to say no heroes, like no gods available, but like that's like unfair, right? Because what can they do, you know? Because either way, if they were let's say they magically decided that, damn, yo, Smite 1 does do all these things so much better than Smite 2. Let's just transfer the Smite 1 map, the Smite 1 items, the Smite 1 relics, the Smite 1 glyphs, and then let's build on top of that with our good proactive moves that we made in Smite 2, like aspects and active items, and then go from there. If they did that, the heroes, the gods options would still be a problem, right? Oh yeah, no. So do you guys see where I'm coming from with that? Like, I think it's kind of unfair to say no gods. Like, you can never go back to Smite 1. That is not an option, right? But just making Smite 2 really similar to Smite 1's map, meta, and items would make their life so much easier. They're trying to balance these fucking items like Sanguine Leash that have 2 paragraphs to read of an item. They're trying to balance this item. And there's like, bro, fuck that item. Fuck that item. Just add all your Smite 1 items. They're all been balanced over 10 years. They're good. They're well thought out. Stop with all these fucking items that have 3 paragraphs but don't do anything actually. Like, fuck those items. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I guess my 2 pros, Hecate, Mordred, Aladdin. All right, what else? What else? My 2 cons? Anything else that you guys think of? Oh, yeah, Smite 2. 1 relic. All relics are ass. No upgrades. Friends list. Mic issues. Sunder 50 flip every OBJ. No pro league. No chat. Can't type anything. Exactly, Bulu. Exactly, Bulu. Game just feels clunky. Anything else that is actually core? I literally can't think of more Smite 1 cons. Oh yeah, no match history or items. But like, I feel like matchmaking isn't fair because they have no players, and that's not gonna change. I mean, maybe unless they say Smite 1. Exactly, Dilly. I do think about that. Yeah, but both games have bugs. It's just about rank inflation. That doesn't matter. That's just that's like a problem on the amount of players that they have. Like, let's think about core problems to the game. Actually, the game. When you put Smite 1 to Smite 2 side to side, what are the biggest differences? I'm still trying to think. What do you guys think about this? Is there anything else you guys would add? Or do you guys feel like this is full? Yeah, Smite 2 should have tournaments. Like, do you guys know that Dota 2 has tournaments every Saturday in client, that you sign up for in client, that will pull your rank and make a bracket for you, and you can play with your friends? It feels soulless to play, but like, that's hard to really break down, you know. Soulless, like, what does that mean exactly? Like, for someone, let's say for Devil's Advocate, right? Someone that loves Smite 2 to the death. I have yet to hear someone say that, but let's say the Devil's Advocate, someone is like, yo, I fucking love Smite 2. Thank God they changed Smite 1, right? Like, I love Smite 2, right? Never heard that before. Just want to say that, but for that guy, what would he say about this? We need to talk about it objectively. We can't talk about it with, I know you guys are passionate, and I respect that. Side TP for Smite 2, Connor Pro. You see, I feel like that falls under the map. The map is dog shit. Did I put that in Smite 2? Oh, yeah. Shit map. Yeah, pretty. I think TP is good for Smite. Like Smite 1 TP, very smart, very well thought out, very creative. What's really better about Smite 1 map outside of little less farm? It is the flow of the map. Dragging camps, guys. Holy fuck. Anything else, guys? No, it's not, Kai. All right, Kai, look, Smite 2 is legit the better built game. What are we talking about here? Okay, we found someone. We found someone that loves Smite 2. All right, explain to me Smite 2's pros. We only have 4 of them. Can you give me more pros than active items, Hecate, Mortar, and Aladdin, +1, I guess, and aspects? I feel like Smite 2 has visual clutter. Do you guys agree? I feel like I don't know what's happening in a lot of these fights. And when I was in Vegas playing in that tournament, in Smite 1, I know everything that's happening in and out. Audio, visual. In Smite 2, if it is a good team fight, like high level players, like a bunch of abilities happening, I don't really see sometimes the color, the saturation of the ability animations are just popping out. And then like everything is just so saturated. I feel Titan not healing. How the fuck do you defend that? Titan healing is like it depends on how the map plays. Nah, you can't. You can't even see what the items they build after the game. So Dilly's saying audio is so much better in Smite 1. I can't say. I don't remember Smite 2 audio. Like I barely kind of know what's happening in Smite 2, but in Smite 1 audio, I do feel like I know every single sound. But maybe it's just because I have more experience in Smite 1, but that's not necessarily true. I do have a lot of Smite 2 experience. Yeah, I can't think of Smite 2 like me having audio issues, like being like, what the fuck just did I sound? But the game is not in the best state. All right, let's listen to Colton. I think they keep holding back on the esports side of it due to wanting to wait for full release when the game's in its best state. But in reality, there's no hype around the game. Rank is unbalanced. You either get rolled or roll the other team. No marketing behind it. And it just doesn't seem... And I just don't see the player base changing much. Everyone thought Marvel Rivals was the next big esport, and it barely pulls 1K viewers for a tournament. And it's due to a lot of the same reasons. I completely agree with you, Colton, all around. Smite 2 has better rotation on camps. That's crazy. Game feels smoother, and Smite 1 just ain't fun anymore to me. That's a weak argument, I'll be honest, but I respect it. But I don't think casters matter that much. You know, I love casters. I love Aggro. I love Efta. I love Finch. RIP my goat. I love all the casters. I have close personalities. But, like, the casters don't make the esports. They help. They add to it. They don't make it. You pick up candy corn yet and they get the audio cue of some guy, like, glazing the candy. Oh, yeah, more candy. No, I agree. That is fucking... I agree. Like, just the candy shit. I mean, they're trying to be spirited, but the game is more important. I love Trelly too. I mean, amazing caster, amazing person. But like I said, we got to stay objective here, right? We can't let our feelings get in the way. Objectively speaking, esports will go with or without casters. Yeah, bro, Trelly's been fired. He was part of the let go. Aspects make the game way more fun and diverse too. Yeah, that was one of my 4 Smite 2 pros. I see where you're coming from, Kay, but check the screenshot. Wait, what screenshot? I think a lot of the issues with Smite 2 could be clearly pointed out with a pro scene. Balancing is so much easier when you have a 4K recording of the best players that touch the game, abusing the OP things and the flaws of the game over and over. The lack of esports does so much more harm than they think. I see where you're coming from, but I think the most important thing to do for a game like Smite is make it fun, right? Fun, and then you balance around what's OP. If the game isn't fun, it doesn't matter how good your pros are and how well they're dissecting the game. You need your casual player base to have fun, and then those players that are having fun will continue to grind the game because it's fun and then look to compete and or get to the higher ranked. Having a good game is more important than having an esports. I agree with that. Anti-heal being gone is also a plus to me, but it's player dependent. Having anti-heal gone is like a big question mark to me. Why? Like, you're just changing a big aspect of the game, but it doesn't really make anything better, and it just adds question marks to me. The problem with anti-heal, in my opinion, it's not good or bad. I think it's closer to bad than it is good, but I don't think it matters. I think it's why are you focusing on anti-heal and not these other very, very, very important aspects of the game. I just think their time placement is more of a problem for me than whether taking anti-heal out of the game is good or bad. Yeah, Smite 2 cons is literally right here. Read this. Minion HP. All right, do we all agree on this, guys? All right, I'm going to overcap one more time. Yes. All right. This is one of the things that I can add is like, all right, in Smite 1, right? In Smite 1, I group speed and red, right? To farm the camp efficiently, so we don't farm speed in our cubby and farm red in our cubby, because if we do, we're late to mid, and if we're late to mid, we get behind, and if we don't hit level 2, then they hit level 2, and then they kill me level 2, and so I get punished. You see, that is skill ceiling. That is you being better than the other player, and so you get punished, right? In Smite 2, does not happen. You can't group camps. You take no damage from camps. You get, like, those are two big things. The skill ceiling has been dropped in Smite 2 by a lot, but they don't see it. In Smite 1, I can 1v5 if I am flat out better than the other players, right? In Smite 2, you physically, you cannot kill 5 people. You don't have the damage unless you have 6 or 7 3k pots. That is not the case in Smite 1. All right, I'm just going to recap this one more time. And you guys tell me if you agree with this. Smite 2 cons. We're going to start. Do we agree that it is a shit map? It is too big. Spread out farm and worth nothing. Not enough contested objectives, which equals more 2v2s, 3v3s, 4v4s, 5v5s. Do we agree that 9.5 is still in Smite 2 and the base HP is too high? Okay, maybe I need to show some clips. You know, I think that would help a lot. All right, guys, I'm going to show you guys. Time to kill is... all right, for the people that don't think... I think there's a lot of inexperienced players, and I'm not going to say you, Jaganchi. I'm just saying, in general, very inexperienced players that don't understand that time to kill is bad. So I'm going to show you guys really quick. Okay, wait. First, I want to show you guys how much damage this Zeus takes from the camp. Let's watch the first 2 minutes of a Smite 1 game and the first 2 minutes of the Smite 2 game, okay? Very slowly. Like, so I go to play Pickle near the school, and this school in the backyard of it, pretty much, like where the kids play, you know, have PE. It is fucking... Me and my wife always sing that song every time. These are 2 mages with good clear, right? We see it. The start already is more interactive than the Smite 2 start, right? Smite 2 start is absolutely brainless. You sit mid and wiggle your dick around and have a jump party with the other mid, while this is interactive, grouping, spacing out, clearing, tanking, right? Already there is more skill in the first 13 seconds of the game. Bro, the lizards are massive. Actually takes a lot of poke in the first wave. 70% of his health on the first wave, just because I cleared faster and hit my second ability on him. I've never eaten venison. I don't think I've ever eaten deer or bison, but I only hear good things about it. Uses her 1-3-2 on me, right? And almost one-shots me. Yo. Guys, this would never happen in Smite 2, guys. Never. It's not that it would happen 10% of the time, 20% of the time. Never. Motherfucking never. Want to know why? Because the wave takes 3 fucking abilities to kill. And plus, I would never take this amount of damage. Fuck the Iranian food. Alright, minute 37. Top like 3 for me. $171 gold. Literally all insta kill him with just one rotation of my abilities. I kill him. Correct? And auto cancels. At level 3, not 5 3k pots. I'm dog shit, by the way. He should have died too. 179 gold, 247 gold.
Dude, that really
All right, now let's watch a Smite 2 laning phase, right? First 3 minutes. All right, let's watch how the game starts, right? We just watched Smite 1 game. Literally, we jump around. Why? Because there's nothing to fucking do. There is zero skill in what we're going to do right now. Already no skill. 13 seconds have passed. 618 base HP level 1. That's 9.5 on Biden. On Unbidden Island, sorry. What's up, Tony? No, I don't like watching people. I don't like telling people live what they're doing wrong. I think they're just overwhelmed by how much. It's my one. He's dead there because he doesn't have 600 HP. He's protected by 9.5.
And me telling, I like to. Some people prefer it. So if you really like it like that, then I just do it that way.
No interactive gameplay. No contested anything. Still 1 minute 30 seconds. Now we're about to contest our first. He'd be dead there again. That's 2 levels in my Wingus, by the way. I literally investing more into damage. In Smite 3, in Smite 1, I would go fucking silence.
Trying to get on top of it, right?
Bro, my mid lane spell just did 90 damage to this guy, and he has 900 HP. So please, can we? My spell does 10% of his health, guys, and I'm a mid laner. Why the fuck is my spell doing 10% of his fucking health? I only have one spell, and it has like a 15-second cooldown. He'd have to AFK there for like 80 seconds of me throwing spare balls for him to die. All right, let's replay this. It's not just mages. But yes, mages were really fucked recently. Literally hit everything there. Super clean. Look at me all laning this Poseidon the next time I get all. Look.
Big ESET player in Smite 1. Her damage just feels weak, but like in Smite 1, like a level.
All right, let's look at this damage, guys. Please look at this damage. In Smite 1, this guy dies 3 times. His fucking ancestors die. Please look at this damage.
1 through 5, I can solo the mid laner. Like, all right, look, I'm gonna all in this guy. Literally, that's.
Bro, that's all my buttons. I hit everything perfect. And it literally did 60% of his health, bro.
Perfect. I literally could not combo any better. I'm dead. You see, like, I literally, that's a perfect ESET combo there. This Poseidon just like has 30% left over.
All right, now let's watch this again, okay?
Consider just like.
Yeah, because my literally. Let's look at this rotation and right.
You on arc?
Minute 4. Literally the same time, guys. Watch this. Please watch this. Watch this. Your mind's gonna explode. You ready? Watch this. 4:55 full kit ESET.
Literally, that's perfect. I literally could not combo any better.
$85 int, 45 in. I'm down 40 in items. That's what I'm saying. Their numbers are absolutely smoked, bro. Their items are smoked. Their numbers are fucking cooked, bro. Literally, look. All right, look how long it takes to kill these waves, bro.
I'm sure you guys have played Smite 2 enough where you've seen like look, it's Magic 105. $80 in first item, minute 6. Look, and it's literally the same items. 115. The same items, other than I have conduit, but they're the same power. Hunting deer, fucking. Look at this fight. Let's look at this. Look at this fight, please. Minute 6. No, no worries, I agree. Look at this tower shot. Literally fucking chunked the fuck out of me. Shit. You can look. Alright, and now just to finish this off, this is the last thing I'll talk about it. You can never make this. You can never make this play in Smite 2. Like literally, you literally can never. You can never make that play. You could never make that play in Smite 2 ever. Never. Exactly. If you're the better player, you should be rewarded. You should not be worrying about what the loser should be motivated to be as good as that player and then want to play more. In Smite 1 in Smite 2 as a mid laner, you're just like sitting there, you're farming the wave, and the impact is not who's the better mid laner and who trades better. It's about what the jungler and the support do. Okay, someone has some brain. All right, let's read this. The benefit of Smite 2 was the capability to increase the skill ceiling with active items and one relic and the bigger map. Agreed. That was the goal. But the fact is everyone is so tanky in the fundamental elements of the game that increased skill ceiling, example, camps and minions are all removed. The time to kill being higher is fine, but when it's so high to the point you're unable to full kill someone out of position or poke someone who clears incorrectly, that's when you have an issue. Yeah, exactly. To finish the video, guys, I think the Smite 1 pros are there is no 9.5, there is no high base HP. Everybody's very killable every time they're out of position. They take damage from minions. They take damage from camps. They have to be very efficient and min-max what they do. The items are actual spikes. The tier 2s are actual spikes. They give you passives. The tier 3s feel like they give you a big damage increase. Pacing of the game feels natural and active. The flow of the game feels very normal, right? You go, you group red and speed, then you go to your other speed, then you make a decision on whether to go to mid camp, gank left, or gank mid. Then you make your gank, then you go to another mid camp to contest. It's all about contesting, farm so you don't fall behind and you get ahead, so then you're rewarded. Scaling is real with relic upgrades, infinite glyph option, 503k pots being on a timer. So your spikes are very based off how much gold you're getting, and the scaling is higher than it is in Smite 2 because there is other things that you can do with the gold other than just buying 3k pots, which everybody is pretty much cooked. That's all you can do in Smite 2. The time to kill in Smite 1 is very clean and very punishing. If you're out of position, you will feel it. If you're in position, you will feel it. If you're better than the opponent at hitting abilities, you will feel it. Minions are actually killable. Minion waves are infinitely too tanky in Smite 2. You kill the wave and then you focus on the next part of the game, which is fighting or poking or contesting the neutral objective. Double relics. Smite was designed around double relics. If you have played Smite 2 and you buy beads, because you can't buy Blink, and you sure as hell can't buy any other relic because you just need beads, and there's a Fenrir and an Ares in a game, you feel like you can never show up to anything. And that's why there's no fighting, right? Because you never have, if you don't have bees, you can't physically fight into Fenrir and Ares. It's not really a fight, right? So double relics are important. Upgrading your relics aren't really important because that's how you're able to counter what how the fight goes. There's flat pen in the game. Smite has always been able to balance his game very well with mages and assassins with flat pen. It's very important. They took it out to help balance. All they did was kill balance. Skill ceiling is actually real. You can 1v5, as I just showed you in those clips earlier. You can 1v5 if you're better than the opponents. You can outmaneuver them and you have the damage to do so. The map is 10 times better. The map is better in every way. There's EFG. The map flow is much better. You're always grouping for mid camps. You're always grouping for a contested camp, and there's always something to do. Tier 2 items are impactful and well thought out, right? Physical and magical is simple and effective. I think changing to intelligence and strength and having all this hybrid stuff when only 2 or 3 characters are actually going to build these hybrid items was very confusing for a lot of the Smite community. Grouping camps for efficient farm and min-maxing makes a higher skill ceiling and more rewarding, and it feels very disrespectful to a high level player or even an average level player that knows how to group farm when you just have to sit in a cubby and kill a camp worth 30 gold. The Smite 2 pros comparative are aspects. Aspects are great. Obviously, some aspects are ass and some aspects are good. That is up to the devs, but aspects as an idea is good, because it gives you a different perspective and a different version of the character, which allows for more specific playstyle. +1, I guess. The reason I say I guess for +1 is because +1 you could have added a +1 to every character in Smite 1, so that's not really a pro, I guess, but it is because it's something more that Smite 1 doesn't have. Active items are great. Active items increase skill ceiling, but the problem is the other items are so fixed and you're forced to build a specific way. If not, you won't be tanky, or if not, you won't have damage. So active items are not purchasable. If you play mid, what items are you buying? None. You need Tahuti, you need Deso, you need Chronos, you need Reaver, you need Book. All these items are not activatable. You can't buy Jade Scepter, you can't buy Necro Book, you can't buy any of these items. Hecate, Mordred, and Aladdin is another Smite 2 pro, right? That is good because they're just new characters, right? Basic, obvious. Smite 1 cons. It's an old engine. We can all agree on that. And some interactions and misfires on some abilities, like Sylvanas Grab, Naja Auto Chain, some things that we know are a little bit old and aren't very consistent. Smite 2 cons. Well, there's a nice list here. It's a shit map. It's a shit map. Doesn't wait. Ask any pro or any competitive player or any player that knows what they're talking about. They're going to tell you it's a shit map. Why? It's too big. The farm is spread out and it's worth very little. So you're moving, and there's nothing else to contest, right? The only thing you can contest on the map right now are the 3 fire minions. That's for solo and jungle. That's all there is. Everything else is not contestable. You just split. If the jungler goes right, the other jungler goes left. The jungler goes duo, the other jungler goes solo. It's just literally what happens every single time. There's not enough contested OBJs, which equals more 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, and 5v5, which is obviously their perspective of the game. There's not enough contested OBJs, which why they added this moon crystal nighttime stuff. That really doesn't change that much, but whatever. 9.5, too much base HP. Why did they add 9.5? 9.5 killed the game, then they reverted it in season 11, and the game was the most fun that it's ever been. Bobby made tournaments, probably the highest player, one of the higher player bases we've ever had. All numbers, strength, intelligence, HP, scalings are all wrong. The numbers are scrambled. The numbers are all over the place. Some characters do okay damage, and most characters do no damage. Some characters are too tanky. Some characters, it's all over the place. Minion HP is too high. Too fucking high. No reason we should sit there and triple cycle abilities on a wave. That is so boring. No skill ceiling. Very repetitive. 2 pen options, Obsidian and Titans. Very boring, very specific. That's why they should have flat pen back. Starters suck. All the starters suck. What? Boomba Hammer, Omega Low, Boomba Spear. You do 15% less damage to waves when they're already so tanky. Conduit sucks. Death Toll sucks. Only 1. Time to kill is too high. Same thing with 9.5, but yeah. Time to kill is so damn high. You literally have to cycle multiple times on the same person and it never even works. No anti-heal. Why would they change anti-heal? That is not anyone's problem right now. No one was talking about anti-heal or whether it's strong or whether it's not. It shouldn't be a focused detail. Minions are still there when although dead. I mean, yeah, there's a couple bugs in the game that are very inconsistent. The frame problems, I had frame problems. A lot of people have frame problems. One relics, there should always be 2 relics. Smite was revolved and designed around 2 relics. So, and there's no upgrade to these relics. That makes no sense. This is another scaling option that gives opportunity to design your character and your playstyle more specifically. If you need more beads, you're going to upgrade your beads. If you want cooldown when you do beads, you upgrade that. If you want your Aegis upgrade, all these things are upgradable. Upgraded med, cooldown med, knock up med, sprint root, sprint cleanse. And then quality of life, friendless is always bugged. Mic issues, you can't talk to your team ever. Sunder is a horrible relic. Same thing with the one relic. You flip every objective. Every objective is whether they sundered or not. No Pro League, killed the game. No chat. You can barely ever chat or say what you want to say. Game just feels clunky. No match history or items. Yes, I know you can use a website, but it should just be basic to be able to look in your match history and see what items they built and you built. This is another one with the map, but sitting in a cubby in the corner of the map for 20G and XP, like, this is just disrespectful to everybody. We all practice and learned how to min-max and be high-level MOBA players through farming and being efficient, and then we reverted 3 years of experience. Visual clutter. I think there is a lot of visual clutter in Smite 2. Maybe some of you guys don't agree, but I think there is. It's very sometimes in some team fights in Fire Giant, Gold Fury, when these animations and high contrast abilities are going off, it's very hard to see what's happening. Angel, thanks so much for the 11 months. Drop into the comments what you guys think. These are my opinions and my chat. We all came together and talked about it. So what do we want from the future? This is, I think, Smite's best chance to succeed as a game, as it's getting worse and worse every month. I think a good way to go about it is the map is horrible. They should just go back to the Smite 1 map that was very well thought out, worked on over many, many years, over 2 or 3 years. Keep it exactly how it is. Keep all the items exactly how it is. The Smite 1 items, that is. Keep all the Smite 1 items. Keep the Smite 1 map. Add characters and just add on that. Add the good things that Smite 2 is good at is aspects, their +1s, and their active items. If you add all of this to what we already have from Smite 1, Smite 2 has a chance to continue to grow and bring back players. The number one thing I hear from all my TikTok, all my YouTube, all my Twitch is I have thousands of hours in Smite 1 and I only have 80 to 40 hours in Smite 2. I don't really enjoy the game and I don't know why. That's why. So I really hope that Hi-Rez listens to this, or at least just gives it a chance. At least the devs give it a chance. I really would hope and appreciate if Smite 2 devs were to play a couple Smite 1 Conquest games just to feel what I'm talking about, and then go back and play some Smite 2 Conquest games and then compare, and then maybe we can get somewhere, or maybe we can get to a middle ground. But hope I could help. You know what I mean? I'm very focused on Deadlock right now, but I do like to, come together with this Smite community and play some games. So that's why I made this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed.